Democrat Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett sparking outrage for appearing to dismiss the murder of 20-year-old Kayla Hamilton, who was killed at the hands of an illegal immigrant in 2022. The House was debating a Republican-led bill named after Kayla when the Congresswoman made these comments. Listen.
You take a situation and then you exploit what has happened to not only that person, but you exploit those families and you make it a game. Stop just throwing a random dead person's name on something for your own political expediency.
Joining me now is Jeff Gaylor, the sheriff in the Maryland County where Kayla was killed, and Kayla Hamilton's mother, Tammy Nobles. Thank you both so much for joining us. Tammy, what was your reaction when you heard the Congresswoman describe your daughter like this?
I was really furious because you just don't call a victim of a crime just a random dead person. No victim should be referred as a random dead person. Nope. We were there. I mean, they were there discussing her bill, and what she said was really nasty, and it came across as racist.
Tammy, what do you remember the most about Kayla from when she was a little girl?
She was a very happy and energetic child. She loved unconditionally, and she just loved to enjoy, she enjoyed her life. She lived each day to the fullest. She loved going to church. She loved God. And she really cared for animals and the homeless. And she was just herself.
She was just herself. Maybe the Congresswoman will hear your memories and your words of your daughter and think twice before so callously dismissing somebody that was a beautiful young girl who turned into a beautiful young woman created in the image of God. Sheriff, should anybody, especially a sitting member of Congress, call somebody who was murdered a victim a random person?
No, of course not, and thank you for allowing me that. It breaks my heart to see Tammy on here talking about Kayla's life. Kayla was important. Her life mattered, and for Congressman Crockett to be so dismissive, so insensitive to a crime victim, any crime victim, it just speaks to the character of who we're electing from some jurisdictions around this country. That is. Pathetic is the best word I have for it.
It's worth noting that Kayla Hamilton and Rachel Morin were both killed in Hartford County, the county that you're the sheriff of. How does that happen?
Well, again, two women brutally murdered at the hands of illegal immigrants, people invited to this country by the prior presidential administration, and they took them up on it. They came and victimized our community, and there's nothing special about our county. That's happening across this country. But in our county, you hear about it because we're not going to let their lives be dismissed so, arrogantly, so insensitively, as we saw from Congresswoman Crockett.
Yeah, and neither of who were random, both whose lives deeply mattered. Tammy, the House was debating the bill that you said, the Kayla Hamilton Act, when the Congresswoman made these comments. So tell us about that act, and maybe we could use this moment to promote it as opposed to what she was hoping to do with what she was saying.
Yes, so the Kayla Hamilton Act is they will check, do an extra check for any UIC that comes across the border from 12 to 17, see if they have any gang tattoos. They already get medical checks as it is, and all they're doing is just looking, real quick to see if they have any gang-related tattoos. And also they will be required to do a background check in their country that they came from, because her murderer, he did have a criminal record in El Salvador in 2020 for illicit gang activity, and they did not check his background in El Salvador. They just checked his background in the United States and said that he had no crime. Well, of course not. He hasn't even been here yet. And also it will check the sponsors that they are giving these children to. They will check for their legal status, social security
Right.
numbers, addresses, do full background checks on their sponsors so we know who they're giving these children to. Not only we are protecting, our citizens, but we're also protecting the children against any, gang activity or any individual who's going to be caring for them.
Understood.
It's very important to protect the children.
To make sure that what happened to your daughter doesn't happen to anybody else. And it did just pass the House Judiciary Committee, so that's a good first step. Tammy, you brought a beautiful young woman into this world, and you are doing so much for her to be remembered, and she and you both made their mark. Certainly the opposite of random. Sheriff Jeff Gaylor, Tammy Nobles, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.